to Road Games, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Adam Butler, that's Paul Spann.
Hello.
Listen, man, it's the show that take it everywhere. In case you don't know about it, people, tell them about it.
Come on, man. Road Games is exactly what our name says. Road Games. We take the show on the road, going to a lot of different locations, talking to notable people about sports, all things related to sports. Sometimes not just scores and highlights, but we try to get a little in-depth on certain things.
We try to get a little smart, and today we've been all over the place. Trust me, man. First and foremost, we went to the Alpha Radio Studios to talk to
Team Flex.
Then after that, we went to the beautiful Allen Pond, as you can see, to speak with
Savage Riders.
Then last but not least, we went down to our nation's capital to speak to my man Michael Walton about the Michael Walton Foundation. Spoke to some NFL folks. Real good stuff, man. Trust me, you're going to love today's show. Stay tuned. Keep it locked.
You're with us.
So last episode we talked about the NBA, man. Shouts to Tighten It Up, we got it in with them.
No doubt.
All NBA, and we made fun of the Lakers a lot. We did.
Naturally we did, because we don't personally like the Lakers.
We're not Lakers fans, but we are fans of Phil Jackson. And Phil Jackson is retiring, he's out of the league.
Quite possible.
Legend, man. What you think about that?
First off, in my era, like I can't go as far back as Red Auerbach. For my time, and quite possibly one of the greatest coaches of all time.
I would venture to say the greatest coach of all time, especially in the NBA. I'd put him up there with legendary coaches in the NFL, the Lombardis of the world, the Parcells of the world, the Steinbrenners from,
baseball.
The baseball head, managers.
He's a champion as a player. What is he, an 11-time?
11-time champion, we think. Sometimes something up there high.
No, it's 11. 6 with the Bulls, 5 with the Lakers.
That's right, 11-time champion.
Yeah, and I believe he has 2 as a player.
Okay, yes, the New York Knicks. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So I would say my favorite Phil Jackson era would be the Chicago Bulls.
Of course. Obviously. I mean, anytime you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 peats.
Yeah.
1, 2 Pete.
Yes.
I mean, you're a legend. Period. You know what I mean? It's nothing sour we can say about Phil Jackson.
And
Phil Jackson is a legend.
Sometimes you can say people talk about the fact that he had great talent, but I think you have to be a good coach to manage that talent.
I would say this, and I would say this really quickly. 3 great players on all the teams. Kobe, Shaq, Jordan, and throw Pippen in there. The rest of the players he had to coach and get together. So listen, man, shouts from Road Games. Shouts to Phil Jackson, man. What up, people? As you can see, I'm down here on the National Mall in our beautiful nation's capital, holding it down at the Michael Walton Foundation Field Day. All the kids are out here. You got all sorts of activities going on. You got NFL players, big things going down, and we're going to get a lot of great interviews. Stay tuned.
What's happening, guys? This week we're discussing sports and its effect in the community. So right now I'm sitting here with 2 guys that are really doing big things in this community. I'm talking to my man Steve Rapp and Darius Victor. They are of Team Flex. And can you explain to them what Team Flex is?
Yes, Team Flex is a high school 7-on-7 elite. It's comprised of the best high school players in the state of Maryland. It's teeter from the top of the state to the bottom and features about 30 to 40 of the best high school players in the state of Maryland.
Okay, so it's a league, pretty much.
Kinda, yeah. It's
a
traveling team.
Right. So, and you're the first-year coach.
Yes, I'm the head coach of Team Flex.
That's what's happening, man. Can you just explain, like, a little bit of the different places, like the things the opportunities that are afforded from having a program like this?
Yes.
What is it exactly about?
The biggest thing it's about is getting the kids the exposure. It gives them an opportunity to get out there and do some things that they might not have had a chance to do on their high school teams. If it's a high school team, if you're a receiver and your high school team, all they do is run, you never have any game film to give a college coach. That you can run and you can catch or you can do some different things. Same thing with the defensive players, that maybe you can cover somebody in space or do some of those type of things. And it also gives the kids a chance to travel, to get on campus. We've been to the University of Rutgers and the University of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So, it gives them a chance to get away from the DMV and actually see something different.
That's what's happening. So how did you come about becoming a coach?
I went to evaluate the talent. They had one big trial where it's by invitation only, and they invited about 200 kids to a one-day event, and they assigned they called in coaches from different places in Maryland to evaluate their position that they coach. I was the quarterback coach. I evaluated 50 quarterbacks in one day. And more or less. I was there evaluating, and I noticed there was no PG County kids.
Okay.
So I went to the guy who runs Team Maryland, and his name's Derek Scott. And I told him, being a PG County coach, why aren't there any PG County kids here?
Right.
And he told me that, they didn't really branch down to PG County outside of the Mather.
Right.
So I said, okay, so if I can run my own team, can I do that? And he afforded me the opportunity.
So you saw a void and you addressed it.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you, Victor, how long have you been a part of the team, and then what are your stats looking like? What's the season looking like so far?
Been part of the team since it started back in February.
Okay.
I'm doing pretty good. I started on offense.
Okay.
Offensive guy, helped the team score.
I mean, well, when this airs, it's going to be going into July, and you guys have something real important coming up for that. But let them know currently what's the record? What's the record looking like?
15-2.
Wow. Nothing to be scoffed at. Let me ask you, what impact has this had on your life?
Well, it's opening up my recruiting for college,
Okay.
giving me more looks, and branching out to the players I play against also. Pretty fun.
That's what's happening. I mean, and this is exactly what we're talking about. Sometimes people would think that, some things are just a game, but for a lot of people, it's opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And I applaud you for seeing a need and addressing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's something really concise behind this. You know what I'm saying? So and what else does the organization do for the children?
That's pretty much it. We did something that was kind of a little different than outside the organization. Being as though there was no PG County team,
right?
Most of the time what they do is they only bring the guys in that are already recruited. You know, the guys that everybody already knows about. I took the back door and took the guys that could play, but didn't nobody know who they were. So now, what they did that day was they formed two teams, and we went to the same tournament that those two teams went, and we beat both of those teams. So when it came around full circle, so now I got the guys that are less appreciated, and now they're on top now.
So how exactly does it work? Is it flag football? Is it
it's a one-hand touch football, and just one-hand touch football.
Okay, that's what's happening. Well, I tell you what, man, you guys are really doing big things in the community, man, and we're gonna definitely get into it on how things like this, more things like this, need to go on. So we know that there's so many things in the community or grassroots organizations, but you guys have been able to do like a lot of things. I mean, let the people know some of the things that the Team Flex has been up to.
Just in general, we out here grinding, man.
Right.
We selling cookies, working snack bars, Krispy Kreme donuts. We've reached out to a couple guys that are PG County oriented. Lee Bowden of the Patriots.
Okay.
We've reached out to him. We've reached out to Donnell Dockett of the Cardinals. We've reached out and actually contacted with rapper and entertainer Wale.
That's what's happening.
Guys,
shout out to those guys.
Yeah, guys that really, taking this some grasp to say that it's great to see, PG County kids back on the map.
Right.
And that's all I can do from born and raised in PG County is to get back.
But you guys have already had a measure of success. Talk about some of the places you've been able to go to, some of the facilities you've been to, some of these places I've never been to.
Right.
We look to take road games there, so maybe we need to ride you guys' coattails.
We've been to the University of Rutgers, which
right.
was definitely state-of-the-art facilities. And even one better than that, we went to the University of Pittsburgh, who shares the facilities with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. And that was amazing.
Wow. So how do you feel? How do you feel being able to go and play a game, in the Pittsburgh practice facility? You know what I'm saying? Did you feel big time?
It just gives me motivation to where I want to be in the future.
Right. Yeah. So and what would you like to do? How can a program like this prepare you the way you want to be?
Work hard every day, trying to improve. I'm competing against the best kids around, so it's building up my competitive system.
We can make it work. Yeah.
Working hard, trying to get better.
So if somebody wanted to do the same thing that you guys are doing, how would you, let them know how they can get involved? Even if they don't want to be a coach per se, if they want to be involved with just helping, what are some of the things that we can do to get involved and help programs like this continue to work?
Contact me.
Okay. Where can they do that?
Let's get together. We'll work it all out, and for that, we'll leave the information at the station with the man.
Right.
Ready to rock and roll.
With the woman.
Yeah. Oh, okay. With
Yeah.
the woman. There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's what's happening, man. I tell you what, we on road games, we always applaud things that are happening in the community, man. If you have any words of advice, how many people to a team?
Right now we have 20 players.
Okay. So that's what? Offense, defense?
Yeah, we got 10 on offense, 10 on defense.
That's what's happening.
Everybody does it that way, but that's the way to do it.
Right, right. So, I mean, where you guys looking to go with this? Like, where would you ultimately like to see it as it grows?
Well, I mean, currently right now we're ranked number 2 in the nation.
Okay.
Right behind the Florida team. And the biggest thing I want to get out there is I want college coaches to know that you can come to PG County, Maryland before you got to go to Texas or Florida or California because the players are right here.
That's what's happening. And you guys have something special coming up in July. What's going on?
Yeah, we're going to the national tournament in Dallas, Texas. It'll be hosted at SMU, Southern Methodist University. And we're going into the tournament. It's a 20-tournament team. We're going into the 20-team tournament. We're going into the tournament ranked number 2 overall.
That's what's happening. Well, I'll tell you what, for Steve Rapp, Darius Victor, all we can say is, man, find an organization. If not, you get with these guys' organization, find something to be involved with and help out your community.
Hello, I'm Godspeed of the Savage Riders Motorcycle Club, here to give you a few safety riding tips. Tip number 1, always wear your gear at all times while riding. Tip number 2, don't ever look down. And tip number 3, keep your head on a swivel and be aware of your surroundings at all times. That goes for riders and car drivers alike.
What up, people? Here with my folks, the Savage Riders. What's going on, fellas? Listen, man, this is gonna be a great interview. We've been laughing all offset, so we gonna get to it, man. All right, tell us about how you guys got started, man. How'd you all get into the game?
Okay, Godspeed, PRO of the Savage Riders. We got started as an organization in Annapolis, Maryland, of course. Our president, Ray Cash, had some ideals that he wanted to impose into the motorcycle community, and he wanted to incorporate that in a small group of peers. And again, that's the reason why our group is so small, because we're peers and we're like brothers, not a huge group like the other ones. So we got started on the ideals of family and unity, you know what I'm saying, and charity, which we'll talk about later, of course.
Definitely, man. So I mean, look, you all are a smaller group, because you think about other groups as big, large organizations. Does that make you better? Like, does it make you a tighter knit group, you think?
You stand out more.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Stand out more.
I always tell people when we get approached with that numbers question, they say it's strength in numbers.
Right.
It is strength in numbers, but 6 is a number too.
Okay.
It's a good number.
Okay, so tell me about the lifestyle of being a rider. I mean, a lot of people, we got the word bicycle got mentioned earlier. I won't say no name, but the whole culture of being a rider. Tell me what that's like. What does it take to do that?
It takes brains.
Okay. Brains, though?
Yeah, it takes brains.
Right.
I wasn't gonna say the other B word, but yeah, brains will
Right,
work.
right, yeah. The thing,
Bumper stick.
Yeah, you gotta be safety oriented to get this to ride too, because this ain't. I mean, we all riders in our own right, but for a newbie to come out, think they can keep up. Nah, it's gonna take a couple years to put under your belt before you can actually say that you can ride.
Right. And you say newbies. I mean, and I hear a lot of people use that term. A lot of folks that just want to, I'm in a bike crew now. They get a couple of their boys from around the block and they just get started. Like,
it's sad. It's sad to see that some people think of it as a fad thing. Everybody want to get a motorcycle. Everybody asks somebody how to shift a motorcycle.
Right.
Some of them might not decide to take the class.
Yeah.
Hit the ground and bust that.
Yeah. The word of rhymes. Yes.
And that it just makes bust their grass.
Bust their grass.
Yes.
Bust their grass.
It tends to look bad for the rest of the motorcycle community that actually make a safety their primary concern.
Right.
For all riders, not just people in that group, for everybody. Because if one person fall, we all fall. Laws get thrown into place.
Yeah.
They can actually ruin the whole enjoyment of just doing it.
Right, definitely. You all consider yourselves like athletes. Would you consider this a sport? Like, you know?
No,
Okay.
not at all. Because you can be chubby with a Twinkie and still get on a motorcycle.
Right.
Yes, as long as it can hold you, you good. Bagels and all.
Okay, right. I actually do think you guys are athletes. You know what I mean? You know, you could be 100 pounds and play golf. You may not be good at it, but you play.
Shout out to my man Bagels. He know he is.
Shouts to Bagels.
Shout out to Bagels.
Bagels. Shouts to you, man. Wow.
So our motorcycles would be our golf clubs, basically.
I guess you could say that.
It's a tool. It's a tool in its own right, like Rick said on the radio show.
So are there like sanctioned events? Like are there like competitions that you all can get in? Because you know you got a lot of people that do like underground street racing, which I know you all don't condone. But are there like sanctioned events that you can get into?
Yes, there are. There's a lot of different events, especially coming up with that Myrtle Beach Black Bike Week next week.
A lot of drag racing.
A lot of drag racing.
Okay.
On the strip, of course.
Yeah,
on the strip.
Right.
Legal.
You also had the trophy parties.
Trophy parties. What's that?
Trophy parties.
Well, basically, trophy parties, you get recognized for like the best male group or something
Okay.
like
Which
that.
we happened to get got one at the last party.
Really?
Yeah.
So how do you get into that competition? Like how do you get recognized for that? How do
Basically,
I,
just coming
Show
out,
up.
showing support, and just promoting all of that type of stuff.
That's what's up, man. I mean, there's so much to the world that, you know, the average person doesn't think about. You think you're just a bunch of dudes, and I'm not trying. It's going to sound funny when I'm trying to be funny. You think about, you know, Hell's Angels, things like that. Just a bunch of dudes that just ride bikes and menace to society. But you know, you don't think about the fact that
You gotta think when you hear names like that, there's a history that goes with that.
right.
We're just not part of that history.
Well, how do you break apart from that stereotype of just, you know, a bunch of dudes just doing whatever they want to do, right?
Doing what we do now.
Things that we're doing.
Yeah.
Right. Like what?
Big Brother Foundation for one. Charities.
Yeah.
Safety.
Donate to
Safety.
a bunch of charities.
Okay,
Yes.
well, we're going to get into the charities definitely in a second, man. Sitting here with the Savage Riders, my boys, man. You know, they look, funny guys. That's all I got to say. I wish you could see the behind the scenes. We're going to be right back.
No, you don't.
Hey, it's a best kept secret.
Back here with the Savage Riders. Now, we were talking about what it takes to be a rider, but you guys do a lot of things in the community, man. Tell me about that. What's some of the things you all do to help out the cheering, as you say?
Basketball games. Frisbee. Flag football.
Okay.
Flag football. We pay frequent visits to the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. We just kick it with the kids.
We
That's
host,
about it.
we have a Big Brother Foundation, which we host different events. Most recently, we've had a basketball tournament.
Right. How'd that go?
It actually went great. It was we've had 4 different teams divided up and played against each other. Of course, my team won. Not to put that out there, but
Okay.
Then we played the last game. Was the main event was which us versus the kids. I'm gonna say they won, just to give them a little credit.
Okay.
I
All right.
dunked on one of them.
Yeah, he did dunk on one.
You dunked on a little kid?
I dunked on one of them. That's right.
Okay.
That's what I do.
That's, you know, all right. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let that one slide, man. Is this something that a lot of bike crews do? You know, is this like the norm for bike crews to get involved with the
No,
kids?
It's not a lot of them. I mean, there's a few of them out there that do participate in positive things,
Right.
but it's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
So is this what set you guys apart from other crews, you think?
Well, what I would say is to each his own.
Okay.
Every club does their own thing.
Uh-huh.
We will support those that is doing something positive that we moving towards.
Definitely.
You know.
So let me talk about unity amongst the crews, and I ain't trying to, you know, bring them, I know, you know, no beefs or nothing like that, but do you think there's, is it a community amongst the crews? Is there a lot of unity between them?
I think a lot of people get the wrong impression when they think about a bike rally or Myrtle Beach or
Right.
just a bike thing. Period. It's not like that. It's a union. Everybody's, you can meet anybody you want.
Right.
But the biggest thing is a respect thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of crews are to themselves and just to themselves.
Yeah.
They don't have no problem speaking, but to be in somebody else's affairs or somebody else's club is not the way to go about things.
Right. That's one of them unwritten rules. Huh?
Yeah.
Definitely. But for the most part, you know, I think there is a misconception about bike crews. I mean, you know, you've seen the movies and all they do. They basically like traveling gangs. I think that's a misconception because I know you guys, you know, what the people don't know at home is we've interviewed these dudes on my stream. You know, you guys are good dudes. You know what I mean? And I would assume that most of the crews out there are the same, and most of the people out there have a soft spot for their community, I guess is the best way to say. They care about their community.
Yeah,
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, really, riders, it's just you can get on 301 right now, and you can see if somebody you don't have to know the cat, and you probably just ride with them,
right?
Just to enjoy the ride. You know, it ain't a whole lot of communication unless you're stopping for gas, but still, you meeting somebody new. You know what I mean?
You got that thing in common.
Exactly. We got the two wheels in common. You know, and what can come between that? Especially when you meet a whole bunch of females riding.
Hey, look, don't get me started on the look, man. That's one reason why I would want to get a bike, man. But we gonna keep it. We gonna keep it.
I would just say yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So listen, man. You guys are heavy in the community. I'm sure the viewers at home are going to want to find out, you know, how to get in contact with you guys. Is there Twitter, Facebook, website? What's up?
Facebook.
Yes, we're on Facebook. Facebook, just go straight to the Savage Riders page. Riders spelled R-Y-D-E-R-Z, of course.
Right.
You can email us at savageriders@yahoo.com. I'm the public relations officer.
Okay.
So you could call me personally. My phone number is area code 619-419-6056. Hit me up with any questions or any events or anything you have to ask me if you want to just talk.
Mike Jones, the number.
Yeah, give him to Mike Jones, sir.
Yeah, give it to him again.
Mike Jones one more time.
Yeah,
619-419-6056. Just hit me up whenever. You know what I mean? Don't call me at 4 o'clock because my wife gonna roll over and slap me. But anytime other than that, hit me up. I'll answer the phone.
What's with the Z at the end of the day? Why is it always Z's? What's with y'all bikers and the Z's, man? You don't have to answer that for real.
Here's the thing.
No, that's a damn.
It's a damn good question.
It's
a damn good question. And you know me as the lawyer that I am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For Mr. Gucci Mane.
Yes. Yes.
He is innocent.
By the way.
Damn it.
The Z is when you do things like I want to call it the ebonics or the things like that, the written ebonics, if you will. It goes with the vernacular of the motorcycle community because
pretty much adds another spark to it.
I got you.
It adds spark, it adds zest, and it's just one of those traditions that.
But we do not encourage kids to misspell anything.
No ebonics, kids, none of that. No ebonics, none of that, man. Look, sit here with the Savage Riders. It's your man Adam Butler from Road Games. What could I say? These dudes bring it, man.
Yeah, we need you to sound smart on that application.
Sound smart.
Be smart. Don't
be smart. Don't just sound smart. Be smart. Read a book and be careful on your bike.
Stay in school.
Yeah, look at the application
and all that.
Let me get you.
Oh shit! Bang bang. You're right.
I'm Michael Walton, professional track and field athlete, sprinter, CEO of the Michael Walton Foundation.
Everybody has to participate. Again, the same 20 people for every event. Everyone has to.
Michael Walton Foundation was something I started years ago, about 10 years ago. Just really wanting to give back to the community and empower youth. This weekend, the team behind the Teen Weekend is something that I put together to celebrate all the components that go into making a successful teen, a successful student. And also showing a force of solidarity between role models, you know, and athletes and the people in the community. That's coming together as a team, you know, and collaborating and giving back to our youth. I mean, these kids today showed up excited and ready to work, you know, and they're out here today putting in, you know, everything they have, all of their efforts and energy into this event. So I think doing events like this are great motivators to get kids to engage in not only physical activity, but, you know, also showcasing leadership skills as well, and, you know, in team building activities. So I'm just excited about where this thing is going, man. I look forward to the future of it. Like, my thing was I wanted to take it back to old school field day. Like, that's where I got my start as an athlete. I wouldn't be a track athlete today if it wasn't for field day. That's how I knew I was fast, because I was winning at field day. You know, so I just wanted to bring that back to the kids these days, you know, so they could have that same experience that I had. I remember I couldn't wait for field day every year, you know, I couldn't sleep the night before. So I just want to bring that back, because I don't know if these kids have that like we did. So this is my way of bringing that vibe back, you know, old school style.
My name is Chris Wilson. I'm number 95 for the Washington Redskins, and I'm out here with the Michael Walton Foundation, being a part of their field day.
Okay, man. Tell us about the event, man. What's going on? A lot of kids out here having fun.
I'm having a ball, as well as the kids out here having fun. A lot of schools out here. I know how important it is for them to be able to see a professional athlete, talk to one, understand that we're no different. You know, I can explain to them what it's going to take. You know, some kids, a lot of these kids, most of them, have exactly what it takes. You know, they have all the potential, and they just need, you know, to know how important it is to listen in one aspect, as well as apply that same championship mentality to sports and or things that they are more passionate about. So I'm doing that, as well as interacting with them. We out here getting our exercise in, intermingling, and Team Wilson is winning.
I don't know if Team Wilson was winning right now. There's some inquiries into some you know, some questionable behaviors that were going on in certain, you know, egg races and things that they were doing. But Team Walton is looking good. You know, Team Biden is coming up, the Alliance for a Healthy. Everybody's doing well. But I think when the 50-yard dash relay comes about,
oh boy, that's your event, sir.
Yeah, but they don't want to use me for that. They want to use me for the tug of war, you know. But hopefully, you know, no matter who wins, it's a win for everybody. This event is just, you know, it's just a start, but it's a great opportunity for these kids.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Road Games. Trust me, man, we always appreciate your support. P, man, what's your thoughts on the show?
I mean, of course, it's wonderful. I particularly like this episode when we're focusing on the community.
Definitely.
So
man,
always stay with us, man. Road Games, we might be coming to a community near you. Look out for us.
Real talk. Listen, at Road_Games. Follow us on Twitter at Road_Games. Get with us, stick with us. Tune in.